My first, one of my first breaks came, a good break came for me, was when I was asked to go into the educating archery radio show with Peter Brough, who incidentally I came to this theatre with Peter many years ago.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that sort of put me a step again in the right direction, and I did some television with Peter. Then I went into, as you know, I went into the Square World with Michael Benteen. And from Michael Benteen, I went into, started doing my own shows. That's really how, I was in the Army game for a long time. Yes.
One thing about the Army game, we noticed that most of the stars that were in the Army game have now completely gone off in their own right and become very, very good entertainers.
Yes, for instance, like Bernard Bresslaw, you mean?
Michael Medwin.
Michael Medwin, yes. Michael Medwin, of course, now is a production manager of cinema, of films, you know. Very well, doing very well indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your appearance at the windmill, at the time, the windmill was a breeding ground of stars, wasn't it, really?
Oh, yes. Tony Hancock was a great friend of mine. I followed him into that. And Bruce Forsyth was there, Jimmy Edwards. Names, so many, you know, that I can't remember them all.
Where do you think the breeding ground of the stars is today?
Well, I think the breeding ground for stars is, I think, is largely done in the clubs up north. Mind you, this is nothing new. I mean, always the comics were from the north. They always have been. I mean, Arthur Askey was a Liverpudlian. Before Arthur Askey, what's his name? George Formby's father, you know, he was a comedian. They've all hailed from the north. Very few Londoners have been Cockneys, comedians. Tommy Trinder was, of course, and we had, I can't think of these, whenever I get asked, I can't think of all the names. Harry Champion was a Cockney. We've had one or two Scots people. Will Fife was a great comedian. But I would say that it hails from the clubs, because in my days it was in Summer Concert Party. That was the breeding ground. But it also, too, if somebody does reasonably well and does a television show, I mean, Huey Green helps a lot of people on. Television can be a breeding ground if you're fortunate enough to be in the right position, you know, and do the right sort of things. You know, it's very difficult for a stand-up comic to do a TV show.
Yes, because it ruins the material, doesn't it?
Yes, unless you can do something else, you know, you find it very difficult. Yes.
You sing as well.
Oh well, yes. I had vocal training before the war. I studied opera. I still study singing, and I still keep the voice going, you know. Singing-wise.
Yeah. I noticed that you don't do all that much singing on your television appearances.
No. Well, you see, we've decided this type of show that I'm doing, which is we try to make it a storyline. If it's not a storyline, at least it's a happening. You know, like an event. I say in London Airport or a hotel. So that there's a theme running through it. So therefore, it's more of an acting. This is what I've always wanted to do, is character acting. And that is why I think it's more successful, because I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah. How did you get your characters in the first place?
Watching people. You study human people. I mean, human nature, you know, wherever you go. I mean, there's a fund of characters in every town you visit. Here, Mars